Around the world, there are many countries that are having problems. They might be having trouble finding something to eat. They might have a lot of sickness. Or there might be a lot of fighting and wars. But anytime there is a problem anywhere around the world, the United States will allow some of those people to come here. And when they come to the U.S., many of them will come to this apartment complex outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
We call it Little United Nations because wherever there is war in the whole world, we have representatives here from Eastern Europe, Africa, Middle East, Asia. We have them here.
You went to school. What did you learn?
Bennett Ekendem is a North American missionary in Atlanta. He is also like many of the people he ministers to. He is an immigrant to the United States. That means he was not born here, but had to learn a new way of life once he moved here.
I'm trying to get you know how to use a computer.
Bennett's ministry is called the Family Heritage Foundation. They work out of this apartment complex. They help these new neighbors learn to live in their new country. They might help them with their taxes or government papers. They might help them learn to use a computer. And they help the boys and girls with their schoolwork.
The reason I know
that it saved my soul.
That it saved my soul.
Many of these people come from a background where they would never go to a Christian church. But because Mr. Bennett helps them with all these things that they need, they are willing to hear what he says about Jesus.
That opened doors for me to tell them about who Jesus Christ is. That's my whole purpose. If I can tell one person about who Jesus Christ is, that's it. I'm ready to go home.
But Mata Bayu is 11 years old. She and her family moved here from a country in Africa where there was a lot of fighting. Now that she lives in America, she has a lot of hopes and dreams.
Well, when I finish school, I want to be a doctor. But I love teaching because sometimes I pretend that I'm a teacher because I love to help people.
But Mata and her family met Mr. Bennett like so many of the people here. They needed his help, and like many of the people he helps, he helped them find Jesus.
I became a Christian when I first came here. Mr. Bennett is a very good man. He persuades the kids so they can be, they can think of their education more and believe in Jesus Christ to be the Lord and Savior. And he knows what's best for us.
Come on down. Tell your people, come on down. We're going to do real quick today.
But Bennett has not always been a missionary. For a long time, he was an engineer. No, not a train engineer. An engineer who helps build things like big buildings. And he made a lot of money as an engineer.
When I was working as an engineer, get the money, put a few out, be good, but not sharing what really God wanted you to share. What good is that? No good. To me, it's nothing.
We're going to need a miracle. Call your frat brothers because God have to come through in this one for us.
Now, Bennett is a Mission Service Corps missionary. That means he doesn't get paid by anyone, but must depend on God and other Christians to give him the help that he needs.
I just don't want to be another person coming to America, enjoying what America have to offer, but end up standing in front of God and say, when he asks, what did you do with your time?
So if you ever hear about trouble anywhere around the world, think of Bennett Ekendem and know that he is probably telling new people from that place about Jesus.
Because if it's not the churches that come out to support us, there's no way we'll be able to do this because a lot of church members, Sunday school classes, come and volunteer their time.
Do you speak French? Yeah, right.
Pray for Bennett and his volunteers. Pray for the new families from the troubled countries who Bennett helps. And pray that Christians will give and support Bennett in all that he does to reach the world for Jesus.